All right, Miss Jennifer, after we've reviewed your portfolio, I have a few more questions for you. Can you
Okay.
tell me a little bit why you think you'd be best for this position?
Well, I think the two things that make me a great fit for this position in your company is one, I have over 15 years of graphic design under my belt already. And I also have a firsthand knowledge of the screen printing process and how to take design from something that looks good on a screen to make it into the screen and the transfers to make it look good on your apparel and your shirts.
Oh, sounds good. What would you say are some of your weaknesses?
I think my biggest weakness is my ability to say no to some people. It always happens. You're in crunch time and a friend calls, "Hey, can you do this for me real quick?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure, that's awesome." And then you get down to it and you just really don't have the time. But I'm committed to keeping my word and making sure that they get the best product they can from me.
Okay. What would you say is your graphic design process?
My graphic design process really starts out with writing the words that make sense in the project and making a mind map of what those words mean. What do they look like, sound like in different languages? What are some words that are synonyms with them? What words are their antonyms? And then building off of that and molding all of that into a graphic that works for the brand or the company or the client.
Well, as you may know, our company does a lot of community work. Have you done any community activities or outreaches?
I'm really involved in my church, and we partner with several ministries that provide food and clothing to people in need. And I'm really excited to be working with a local nonprofit that's brand new. It's called Mia's Mission, and I am completing the process of their collateral, their letterhead, their business cards right now. We have a design done and a logo done, and I'm really excited to see what that uh, charity has in the future.
And finally, as you know, this is a leadership position. So, do you have any leadership experience?
I do. I've volunteered for several ministries in my church, like I said. I've led the nursery. I've been the nursery director for 2 years. And I also lead another small team of volunteers, which means that I have to schedule them, make sure they show up, and help them do their job and learn their job more effectively.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions we have for you. Do you have any questions of us?
I understand that I'll be working with the team. Do you use any specific team collaboration software?
We use a variety from Slack, Google Hangout, and Skype. Is that going to be an issue?
I'm familiar with all of those. I'm really excited about that.
Okay.
Do you offer any kind of um, learning opportunities, such as the NBM show nationwide, or do you do anything like that?
Uh, we do offer course certifications on different programs.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. Thank you for taking the time to interview me today. I really appreciate it.
And you're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Graves, and thank you for coming in. After I've reviewed your portfolio online, I just have a few more questions for you. Okay?
Okay.
Let's get started. What do you think is your design aesthetic or your specialty?
That's pretty hard to say because I'm pretty open to most styles. But what I'm most commonly known to do is mixing of styles, whether it's taking sharp things and mixing it with rounds, darks, with lights. It's all about the contrast. And for me, no matter what that contrast is, everything that I do usually has it.
How do you think this is going to help our brand specifically?
Because of the way I mix styles, it actually opens it up to more than just one particular genre of people who enjoy it. If I mix a style that has very sharp lines, you'll catch this one group of people, but also since I will mix it with the rounded, you'll get the people who more like the rounded things as well. So it'll bring more people into it for a more pleasing design.
What kind of experience do you have with video and photography shoots?
Uh, Nothing professionally. I do most of the video and photography work for myself in most of my mock-ups and everything else, but I do have the experience with all amateur and slightly above amateur equipment, but not the $10,000 camera uh, professional ones.
You will be required to work with and lead different teams of people during these shoots and other times in this position. What are your leadership skills and experiences?
Well, as you know, I've been doing graphic design since I was a teenager, but of course I still worked other jobs. So I was the foreman of one construction company, which of course puts me in charge of a lot of people. I also started my own construction company, so of course that puts me in a leadership position. I also joined the military and was a sergeant and had people under me there as well. So, and I'm one of those people who's always known how to get the people to work for me and with me, and not out of fear, but out of respect.
That sounds great. What design software have you used in the past, and what do you think you're most comfortable with and least comfortable with?
Um, I mainly stick with the Adobe brands, and right now the Adobe Creative Cloud is the main ones I use, but I can still use other ones such as Sony Vegas, for instance, when it comes to video editing. But I find that the ones that I'm least comfortable with tends to be the programs like InDesign. While InDesign is an important feature for what I'll be needing for this job, I prefer to use the other programs to get the majority of the work done and use InDesign at the very end for the layout.
Great. This has been a great interview. Do you have any questions for me?
I have a couple. Uh, what would you say are the most important qualities for someone to excel in this position?
Well, like I said, you're going to be leading people. And so your ability to work within a team and lead people as they need to be leaded is going to be really important with what you do.
Okay. What would you say are the biggest opportunities and challenges facing the company right now?
Well, right now, one of your first things is going to be a complete rebrand. We have done some evaluations and we feel like we need to change our approach to get a newer generation to see our company and what we're doing.
Okay. And my last question is, what would your expectations be for me in the first year?
Well, like I said, we will be doing a full rebrand. And so the first year is really going to be about seeing that rebrand from ideas all the way through to assets and logo redesign to completion.
Well, you answered all my questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in. Okay, we've completed our interviews, and I am going to give Daniel his reviews first, and then he's going to review my responses. Daniel, I think the one thing that I would improve for you is to make sure your answers are a little bit more direct. Specifically, when I asked you about your team leadership experience, it kind of seemed a little bit mumbly and not
Okay.
as much as certain points. So it was more like, well, I did this, and then I did this, and I did this, and I've done that, instead of I led this many people. I have experience in the military with a military background, and then I did this. So there was less, you didn't make as many straight on points as you did just kind of mumble a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense. What I noticed with yours is one, you did speak a little fast. I know we're fighting the clock here, but slow down just a little bit. But when I asked you about what your biggest weakness was, you said you have a problem saying no, which that is a weakness, but at the same time, it's one of those. Oh no, my worst quality is a good quality. So I mean, going like what I said with InDesign, how I'm not comfortable with it, but I can strive through it. So you need to, I think you should show someone or show them that you do have a weakness in something, but that you can get through it.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Makes sense. All right,
Well,
well, thanks for taking the time for meeting with us.
and thank you for the feedback.